In unprecedented fashion, the developers have fixed a new feature in less than 48 hours of releasing it, and the community seems to be pretty hot and cold on this topic. Because what was essentially meant to help out players to get levels and, max out their seasonal reward track has turned into division gambling? Here, let's talk about it. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with some breaking news regarding the Division 2. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But that's right, the developers have taken out the buy levels feature in the new seasonal event. Now, this is something that I talked about, maybe yesterday? And this was very telling that you linked the unobtainable exotics behind these rewards and then gave the community an option to buy the rewards. So, yeah, that's exactly what people started doing. Now, the crazy part is that the community backlash was hit and miss. And I'm actually quite wondering, what side you fall under. Because on one hand, you have veteran players like myself, where it took me, 43 tries on Xbox just to get my first Ouroboros. It took forever. I was sitting there doing the incursion non-stop for the Ouroboros. And then I finally got it. Well, now I've seen multiple clips and DMs and messages from everybody showing me that they're getting the Ouroboros, the Ravenous, the Regulus without ever doing anything. All they did was buy a few levels and they got lucky. Now, as far as the average gamer, yes, it is a small percentage of getting these rewards, but nevertheless, if you have the money, you could buy them and then just through. Come on. It's basically division gambling. You're buying all of these crates for a chance of getting these amazing exotics that a lot of people grinded for. So that's the first side of it, right? For all the veteran players that earned these exotics, it's kind of crazy that now they're just allowing people to just buy rewards for a chance of getting the exact same thing that you grinded the raid or the incursion for nonstop in search of. But hey, I digress on that side. So let's talk about the other side, right? So we have the veterans on one side that are like, what is this BS? I sat there and dragged myself through the mud for all these exotics. Then you have the other side, right? So the other side, we have the newer player base. They just started playing. They need to catch up. They're maybe seasonal level 30 or 60 or even 80 or 90. Regardless, they want to jump through, all of these seasonal rewards, get those exotics, and then, get everything caught up before the DLC. And I completely agree. Why not? Why not give the new players or returning players an incentive in coming back and give them a chance for these crazy rewards? The problem that I have with this one is that you can just buy the levels. That was the biggest problem for me personally. Now, yes, putting these exotics behind the caches during the event for 3 weeks, it gives people 3 weeks to grind them out and try to get these exotics. Yeah, I mean, you're still grinding it out and, trying to get these exotics. But in hindsight, I don't know. I'm still torn. Because why even put the exotics in there if you're going to... I don't know. I've thought from day one that all of the unobtainable exotics should just be cycled through and then get replaced with new exotics, making the incursion in the raids replayable, every few months. Hey, we have new exotics. They'll be linked behind Dark Hours, Iron Horse, and Incursion. All of those old exotics are now going to be pushed into the general loot. Have fun. And then make it to where there's new unobtainable exotics, something like that. I don't know. Just throwing them into these caches and saying, hey, now everyone can get them is kind of a smack in the face to all the veteran players. And then adding it to where you could just buy levels was even worse. It was like, wow. So now we have division gambling and we have all the new players with the exotics that we grinded for. I mean, it was a big way of separating this community, veterans versus new players. Now, let's get into the change and what actually is going on with the developers. So if you're in the game right now, this is what the change looks like, and then we'll talk about what the developers have done. So you have your new season extension, right? So this is a set of 10 rewards on a infinite loop. So once you complete this 10th one, it resets, and then you go all over again. Now, I've shown several different ways of farming this, and I've also shown that once you reach tier 110, after that, you start to get some crazy amounts of rewards, and I've been showing videos and clips and streaming this the whole time. Now, my thing about this is it's infinite, so you do have to grind this. It's nonstop. Now, the chance of getting the Brooklyn patches, the new Scorpio skin, the new outfit, and these exotics, they are linked behind the Brooklyn activation caches. So every 10 levels, or every 10, seasonal reward track levels, you get 5 Brooklyn activation caches. So each of these Brooklyn activation caches, those are the ones that give you those special rewards. Now, you don't get them out of the cache itself. It is a bonus reward linked to these caches. And that's where you get that Scorpio skin, the outfit, the kickflip outfit, the 5 Brooklyn patches, and of course, all of these exotics. Now, a lot of people were thinking it was going to be behind the exotic component cache, but the exotic component cache only gives you a random amount of exotics. So I've seen people get 1 exotic component. I've seen people get 999 exotic components. Even myself, I think it was 125 exotic components yesterday from one of these caches. It seems to be random. I'm not sure. But I do know for a fact that the Brooklyn activation caches, those are the caches you want for the patch, the Scorpio skin, the new outfit, and those exotics. Now, it is still infinite that you can grind these over and over and over. And yes, if you do the priority objectives and go for the activity priority objectives, once you complete one of those, it seems to give you all of the rewards. And I'm still showing people that in my live streams. So check that out as well. But the thing that the developers have fixed, you can see in the bottom right of your screen where it says buy season levels. So if you click buy season levels, they actually removed it. So now you can see it just says claim and back. So there is no purchasing levels anymore for this season. Now let's jump over to the developers and see exactly what they said. All right, so to look at what the developers have said and all of that, we have jumped over to Twitter, X if you're nasty. So just a reminder, follow me over here at Kamikazevondoom for anything Division related before I make a YouTube video. But the developers just posted this about an hour ago. And, well, I hope you're sitting down. So it says here, agents. After a thorough evaluation, we've decided to disable the option to buy seasonal levels in the season pass until the end of the season. While this feature was intended to help players with seasonal progression, it has been used in unintended ways after the addition of the new stretch goals. This situation was not anticipated by the team, so the team did not know that this would happen, and we will reassess the synergy behind these two features and ensure that the community will get the best of both for future seasons to come. Now, before we continue here, this is a feature that will happen every season. Just so you know, this will be a feature for the last month of every season moving forward. What does that mean? Well, in the patch notes, and we've talked about this a few times now, the new stretch goals, the season pass extension, limited time event, this is something that will happen at the end of every season moving forward. This will not only help new and returning players catch up to seasonal level 100, but then this will also give all of those veteran players who are already at season level 100 to get some more rewards. So this is where the problem is that they introduced this new extension, and it's a infinite loop of rewards. So if you can buy levels and it's an infinite loop, then people are just buying infinite levels, getting infinite amounts of rewards. So that is why they are disabling that buy level feature. But as far as the this entire limited time event, here's the deal. Those caches give you all of these rewards right here, and they did change it. So in those caches I was talking about, you have a 0.5% chance of getting the Regulus, Eagle Bearer, Ravenous, Bighorn, Ouroboros, or the Provocateur. You have a 10% chance of getting the Oxpecker or Exodus gloves. And you have a 50% chance of getting the new Scorpio skin, kickflip outfit, and arm patches. And that is why they have disabled that buy feature, because a lot of people were really trying to get these exclusive exotics, so they were buying level after level after level after level to get these exotics. But now the developers are making it to where, yes, this event will happen every season for 3 weeks. Yes, it will help out veteran players and new players alike, but there will be no buy level feature. So going back to what they said here, it says that in the meantime, you can still level up naturally and earn all of your rewards until the end of the season, benefiting from our features like the XP event. And thank you for understanding and giving us continued support as we work through this experience. The Division 2 team. Now, this has been met with some mixed reactions here. A lot of people saying it's a big win. A lot of people saying, they were trying to catch up, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. But this is what the developers have said officially, and they have already implemented it in the game right now. So you cannot buy any more levels, and it is because of this situation. So while it was intended to let people buy levels and catch up, they did not think about the infinite looping rewards and how people could just keep buying levels infinitely. So that is it for the whole gambling drama with the Division 2. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. What are you waiting on? Follow me over here on Twitter, X if you nasty, at Kamikazevondoom for anything Division related before I make a YouTube video. But that's it for me. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Focus on 3 main goals.
All right.
With the constant influx of new players,